So this season I had a really good season in the mile, and I'm glad to have qualified in the mile for nationals, and I'm definitely gonna be doing both events this year, because last year I remember just watching the mile and kind of regretting my decision to not do both events last year, the DMR and the mile. So we're gonna go for it this year, being because it's senior year, and like, why not? Basically, I treated conferences as my last chance meet for the mile. I knew we were gonna go for a fast DMR time at the last chance meet at BU, so I kind of just took it from the start and just kind of wanted it to be really quick. So I just took the lead from the very beginning and just made sure I hit my splits, and then I ended up running 4:03 and qualified for nationals in the open mile.
So I'll be running the individual 800 as well as the 800 leg of the DMR, and I just think it's a great opportunity that I get to run this individual event as well as the DMR, because I've missed it twice by fractions of a second. Sophomore year, I was the first one to be missed when it came down to the selection of who was running. That happened as well indoor last year, and this year I was the last one to make it in the individual 800. So I think it was just my time to finally get picked and have this opportunity to compete as an individual. And then 2 hours later, I'm just going to give everything I have for the team and put it all out there in the DMR. It's always so hard to work year after year and not make it, but I just had to keep grinding, and it's so hard to make a national championship. Everyone's so good, and I've been so close, but I just had to keep my head on the grindstone and just bust it out and keep grinding, and finally got it this year.
There's going to be a mile prelims, and then 3 hours later I'll be running the mile again for the DMR. So basically I've just been keeping up with my training. Like we're in the best shape of our life right now. We're kind of tapering off, so hopefully the legs will feel fresh. I feel like it being my last season indoor, I feel like we'll just kind of not think about it too much, that I have to run potentially 3 miles within 2 days, and just run to the best of my ability and just hopefully bring home some trophies for the school.
I know I have a chance of running 3 times. First would be the 800 meter individual trials, and then would be the DMR, and if I make it past the trials, I have the finals on Saturday. But I'm just going to take it one race at a time. That's all I can do. I can't focus on the next race when I haven't even finished my first race. So I'm going to take it one race at a time, do the individual 800 first. Once that's over, refocus for the DMR. Once that's over, if I'm in the finals, just focus that night on the finals, and yeah, just basically take it one race at a time.
Going out to nationals is always, a great opportunity. In the fall, same sort of thing with cross country. Even as a freshman, you realize that just because you're going doesn't mean it's a guarantee to go all the time. So you just kind of have to take that opportunity and never take it for granted. It's good to have that under my belt from last season, although cross country and track, kind of different animals. So it'll be a similar atmosphere, but also, being indoors and quicker race, tighter area is going to be, first for me as far as the national experience goes.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'm not a natural 400 guy. I think a lot of the coaches have been telling me, like, you can do 400s, and like I've been like, nah, I'm a 100, 200 guy, but they pushed me up, gave me the chance in the DMR, and I ran pretty well. I provisionaled in that part of the relay, so I would have done good if I had been doing 400. So I feel like I'm prepared, and that I'm definitely going to be a significant contributor at nationals. So that feels good too, not just going, but being one of the contributing guys who's really helping bring home that gold that we really think we deserve.
This year's DMR is a little different. We have a new 400 leg, Joe Connolly, he's a senior, and then we actually have a new 1200 leg who's a freshman, Nickolas McNamee. So the team's a little different this year, but we actually have new school record from the last chance meet. So I feel like we're even stronger this year, and we're just gonna hold each other accountable in the race and just try and run fast at nationals.
I wasn't expecting to break the school record again in DMR last 2 weekends ago, but it happened like you said. We had 2 new guys. Luke and I are the only returners. We have freshman Nickolas McNamee on the 1200 leg, and he's just had a great season. So We gave him a shot, and he really did his job, and that's all we asked, and that's what he did. And then Joe Connolly on the 400 leg, I have all the trust in the world in him. He's a senior, he's a captain, he deserved it, and he really hit it out of the park. His 400 leg was one of the best 400s that I've ever seen. He got the baton in first and just held off the guy all 4 turns, and responded when the guy came up on his shoulder, and he held it off. He gave it to me in first, and I just tried to do my job of staying in the lead and give Luke the baton in first place. And then when you have a guy that can run a 4:01, I mean, that's cake right there. So I didn't know that we were going to break the school record, but like I said, when Luke runs a 4:01, anything can happen.
I was just trying to do the job to the best I could. I was giving it, and Alex has been great for me. He's been helping me along with understanding how the race is going to go, how to run it. And last week was just a good opportunity for me to get out there and just do the best I can for the team and get us off to a good start, and hope that the rest of the guys can do what they always do and bring it home. Yeah, everything just seemed to click last time we ran it, and we weren't really eyeing the school record. That wasn't our priority. It was just get a good time that can get us out to Kansas. But I mean, that just came along with it. We obviously have the talent to run that time and I think go faster. So I think that none of us were really thinking at the time, but we all kind of knew that we had the talent to break it, and that just was what happened.
Last year, Coach Fitz actually told me that he thinks I got a 47 or a 48 in me, and I was like, nah, I don't think that that's going to happen immediately. At least I'd have to train for it in that specific event. And so going out there, I kind of just I was like, all right, well, he told me I can do it, so I might as well just go for it. And I ran at the pace that I would need to run a 47, 48, and ended up hitting it. So that was exciting. Yeah, I just knew I had it in me, and so I just went out and did it. Yeah, it's absolutely a legacy, this DMR. There's such a good amount of guys that have done awesome stuff with it in the past, and I think it's good for us that they've done it before us, because we're like, all right, yeah, we're continuing this tradition of doing really well in this DMR. So we're excited to keep that going.
Our goals are to get All-American status and then hopefully win the DMR. And then my personal goals is to hopefully be a national champ in the mile.
I don't think the team really has a ceiling. I think if we perform as best we can be the best team there, and we can get first place. And so I think that's in our heart and in our head, that's our goal, to go out there and win. And obviously we want to be All-Americans regardless, but I think every person on that relay thinks that, at our best, we're the best team there.
Last year, we were 9th heading into the race, seeded 9th, and we got 5th. This year, we're seeded 4th, and our goal is to win a national championship this year. And we know how hard that is. Just to get 5th place, we had to set a school record just to get 5th. But we're going to be focused, like I said, focus on that race, focus on the job that we have to do, focus on competing against the guy next to us. And if we play all our cards right, our goal is to walk away with the national championship.
We absolutely aren't settling for anything. We're going for the gold. We really think we can do some awesome stuff out there, and those guys are all really prepared. I trust each one of them to do their job, so I really think we can do it. Yeah.